Let's see how investors view Irish debt. We're joined on the phone by RBC Capital Markets Euro rate strategist Norbert Aul. Norbert, thank you very much indeed for joining us. Do you think this ratings decision was justified?
From that perspective, good morning, first of all. From that perspective, we had already a firm opinion about Moody's decision about Portugal just last week. We think our opinion is quite similar to what we thought about Portugal. I think at this early stages of the bailout programs, especially for Portugal and also for Ireland, we think that Moody's taking such an established and firm position at the moment is not quite justified. Especially in the case of Ireland, we rather consider Moody's stance as quite harsh, given the fact that the Irish economy is actually growing and is the strongest economy in the Tier 3 sector between the countries that have received a bailout. And also Ireland is actually overperforming in its IMF program. And furthermore, you also have to consider, given the bank bailouts from the Irish government for the big Irish banks, the sovereign has still the option to default on its senior bank debt holders before any kind of sovereign default or sovereign of the consideration of sovereign bonds will have to take place.
What do you think of given what you've just said, that it's not quite justified on Ireland, on the role of the ratings agencies in all this? Many politicians are saying, you know what, you're going too far. Are they?
I think this is tough to say. Like, of course, I think the rating agencies are certainly they're doing the job in there. That the timing of all the decisions, like for instance last week of Portugal, might not be fortunate, but I don't think that the rating agencies are the problem.
Do you think things have got to get a lot worse before they get better?
In terms of the rating agencies or in terms of the market?
In terms of the markets, in terms of the debt crisis.
In terms of the debt crisis, like what we've seen, the way the debt crisis escalated to Italy clearly shows that it potentially it has the potential to get worse before it gets better. Because whatever happens, it all comes down to that local politicians and European policymakers set a strong fundament of credibility. And before this is the case, and there's a strong message from European policymakers, it is hard to see a sustainable tightening of spreads and sustainable improvement in the debt crisis. What's
your reasoning, very briefly, and what's your thoughts about the fact that we still have no firm direction from European leaders?
I think that's from this perspective, this is a rather well, definitely cannot seen as a strong performance of European leadership. But this is what's going to happen if you have 17 leaders to decide about a monetary the future of the monetary union, because all you will get is a compromise. And before things get worse, you won't get a sufficient compromise that actually can be translated into a sustainable recovery of the peripheral market.
Okay, Norbert Aul, thank you very much indeed for giving us your reaction to what's happening over in Ireland.